Welcome to Verbal Pig Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome you all to the show. We get straight to the point, down to the facts, and we move forward on this show. Now, having a conversation with my wife last night, and she was like, damn, you know how many young boys and young females who grew up without seeing a man taking care of a woman, a man consoling a woman, a man loving a woman, a man bringing a woman flowers. A lot of the youth haven't experienced that. They haven't seen that in their lifetime. So how could the young woman grow up to know what to expect from a man? And how could a young man grow up and know how to treat, honor, and respect a woman if they haven't seen it? And it dawned on me the reason why we could treat each other with disrespect and cruelty is due to the fact that the example of how to have a proper relationship or a relationship between a man and a woman within the community, for some, they haven't experienced that. They haven't seen that. A lot of the youth grew up in single parent homes. Whether there was just the mom there or the dad there. But the interaction between man and woman is damn near becoming a lost art. Do the young man know how to speak to a young lady? Does he know how to talk to her? Does he know how to share, as far as both of them sharing their thoughts and ideas? To respect the role of a woman, the role of a man. Because oftentimes you have a narrative to where they want to create a scenario to where the woman and man are interchangeable. You can decide to be a woman one day, or if you're a man, you can decide, tomorrow I'll be a woman. Or if you're a woman, you might decide, tomorrow I'll be a man. Then you go back to being a woman, and the man goes back to being a man, and then one day they decide, and they all messed up, right? In a sense, because a woman cannot be a man, and a man cannot be a woman. That's just when you get down to the science of life, to the biology, to the chemistry. Now, of course, you can go have surgery and manipulate yourself to be, you can have surgeries to put horns on your head. You can have surgery to put antlers on your head if that's what you want to do. We're just talking about the nature in which you were created in, and your nature says that you're a man, and you do what men do because you can't help yourself because you are a man. And if you're upset about the fact that you are a male, then that's something you have to take up with the Creator who created you. Your mom and your dad, they just were vehicles, vessels. Your mom to get you on planet Earth. Once you're down here on planet Earth, you have your own gifts and goals and talents that you are to shape to help the upliftment of the human family. You don't tear it down. Now, the only ones who do not mind tearing down the fabric of society and tearing down the goals and purpose of their particular gender are those who were highly sensitive and felt slighted when they were ridiculed or felt that they didn't get something that they felt they should have gotten. So they become bitter. Or they were in a relationship and was hurt by a man or a woman, and then they say our men are like this and our women are like this, as if we all were cut from the same cookie dough. Everyone is different, and everyone becomes different each day because you're learning things each day. You didn't come on the planet knowing all. That's why someone loved us enough to leave information or books on what they discovered, and they left it back for the upcoming generations. Now, it's up to you if you want to know, because the books are on the table. The books are in the libraries. You got internet now. You can Google subjects. So when someone says, okay, it's like ignorance of the law is no excuse. When someone says that I can't build or I can't figure this thing out, is that's because you're not reading. Once you start reading, it'll come to you in a sense of almost like a puzzle in a sense. You'll get that's why. The knowledge that you read will correspond with the task that you're trying to do, and you put it together in your mind, and then you bring it out into reality, and now you have something that you can build upon, or you have something that you created from knowledge. Then you share it with the world, you sell it, and you go make money, and you go enjoy life. Because let me tell you something. Do not listen to anybody who tells you that making money is a bad thing. Hell, money allows slaves to buy themselves from physical slavery. You could buy your freedom. Well, you didn't buy your freedom. What you did was you bought the right to not walk around in chains. And from that point on, you bought the right to read. Now, the system that was set up, which we call a system of racism or white supremacy, as Neely Fuller says, that was set up when we wasn't at the table. That was some behind the door dealings that were going on. We wasn't at that table. And we wasn't at the Nicene Council with Constantine. We wasn't there. We wasn't when they met at Jekyll Island and decided that the Federal Reserve, which is an independent banking institute, would print the money. Black people wasn't at that meeting or at that table. We didn't have any say in that. So white people, if you're upset, really, you're not really upset with black people. You upset with your own people, but you just use us as cannon fodder. You use us as to take your anger and frustration out on. But the day has come to where we not your whooping post. You can't take your frustration out on black people for what your own people are doing to you. We wasn't at those meetings. We didn't carve it up that way. Matter of fact, our opinion or our say-so in the matter was null and void because they wasn't listening no way, because they had these Jim Crow rules and these down south and up north rules to where, you couldn't look a white man in the eye, and you walking on the sidewalk, he walking on the sidewalk, you had to stop, get over, and take your hat off to him, and you couldn't laugh loud in public, and you couldn't look up under a white woman's dress if it was hanging on the clothesline, and silly shit like that. We had to go through dealing with someone's ego, whack ego. So we wasn't at the table, and we didn't decide in any of those matters. But poor whites is getting kicked in the ass by their brethren. We not kicking you in the ass. They're raising your taxes, and they're looking all up and bending you all over, looking at your taxes and whatnot, and lowering the advancements or what is given to, let's say, like on Medicaid, or they want to stop the Meals on Wheels program, which affects a lot of white people. They want to cut back on food stamps, and there's more whites on food stamps than there are blacks. So basically, those who are saying we want to take our country back, and you had the white dude who was insulting the Muslim women on the train, and you had a white veteran who came to their aid, and he was killed, and along with another person who came to their aid, they were killed. He was killed. And when they showed the white supremacist in court, I mean, look at him. He's spewing hatred. He's spewing hatred for Jews, for Muslims, even for Christians. Now, what does he call himself? Or what? Are he talking about a different brand of Christians? Because I know the Klan claim to be Christians. They walk around with the cross, burn the cross. But he's ranting and raving about a country that, one, was stolen. I mean, matter of fact, what did they do with the goods? Give you an example. Native Americans, or melanated people, or black people, before they started the mixture with the conquistadors, or the Spaniards, which they interbred, and you might see today, you'll see a lighter skinned version of the Native Americans. But go back and look at the older pictures of the original Native Americans. The original blood of the Native Americans. Go back and take a look at those pictures. But anyway, they had, now, Native Americans, the Moors were here, we were here, building, had government, had society, had flags, and now we're on nationality. That's the thing going in year one. See, in year one, which is 2017, the reason why I say year one, that equals 10. 2 and 7 is 9, plus the 1 is 10, drop the 0, you're in year one. Now in year one, as we move on to year two, we're addressing all issues. We're addressing issues from nationality to, we've been fighting over what we're going to call ourselves. We're going to call ourselves Negro. What about Africans? Okay, what about African Americans? What about black? What about Moor? What about, and Brother Farrakhan, hit the nail on the head when he stated that, call yourselves, and we are the original man and woman of the planet Earth. I mean, you can't get that encompasses everything. Okay? So you had the Native Americans, we in America. The Spaniards, Europeans, come to this continent, but not this part of America. We talk going back towards El Salvador, Ecuador, whatnot. Okay, now they started raping and pillaging and robbing. They come to this part of what they call North America, disease the Native Americans, go to war with them, cut the scalps off the children, men, women, and children. Then what they do is move them to a portion of America. If you look at all the Indian reservations that they relegated them to, they can't grow any vegetation. It's on the land is not barren. You can't get any fruit, nutrition, or substance from the portion of North America that they forced them to reside in and establish their reservations. So if you look at them today, let's fast forward to 2017. Oh yeah, then they threw the firewall in there, told them to get drunk. Okay, then now, so you go take a look at the reservations today. Look at the people. A land was robbed, and the people who were on that land, they placed in a almost like a camp in a sense. Where look at their birth rate. Look at how many children that are born premature. Look at how many alcoholics is on that reservation. Meaning, they damaged them severely to this day. Now, slavery damaged black folks severely till this day, but we had an awakening. We had somebody to come that loved us so much to give us knowledge, because knowledge lifts you up. That's how you know if someone loves you or not, because they dedicate themselves to giving you knowledge. As a parent, that's knowledge. When a parent tells you, don't do this or don't do that, that's wisdom, that's knowledge. That's taught out of love. So you won't make certain mistakes. Okay? Now, when we grow and build on different subjects pertaining with, let's say, indigenous people of the planet, let's say the original man and woman of the planet Earth, we have to, because we run it down with just within the past 2 weeks. Brother in Maryland at a bus stop, he was, matter of fact, he was graduating from the University of Boise State, and he's sitting at the bus stop. A white supremacist comes over to him and tells him to step left, step left. They told him no, him and his friends. Guy pulls out a knife and kills the guy. Over race, right? Okay. So whenever you'd hear Obama when he was president, and he talked about the evil deeds that white Christians done in the name of Christianity, when he was responding to what they were saying, the evil deeds that were done by the Muslims to other Europe, and what was going on in France and London and whatnot. And, you know, you give Obama credit for that, because he did point out the fact that domestic terrorism is the number one threat, because you have taxpayers who put money into this system who will walk down the street and have to worry about if some crazed racist gonna jump out the bushes with a knife and start attacking people, or if some depraved racist be hiding somewhere with a shotgun or something trying to shoot minorities. Due to the fact that he's so ignorant, he doesn't understand how everything has been played out and who's actually in charge that has their foot on his neck. It's not nobody black. Believe me, it's your own brethren who has their foot on your back. But you so cowardly to deal with the powers that be, you turn around and think that you're dealing with the weakest link, which is the black man. You feel in your mind that my life is in shambles, so let me take it out on the black man. It doesn't work like that, because this is a new day. You probably could have done that back in the, early 1800s, probably up until some portions of the 1900s. But that was dwindling even at that time, because you had Nat Turner and then Mark Vesey and John Horst, who said, "I'm a man and I don't go for that. You're not gonna get upset and start beating on me. We'll take each other out. Don't tread on me." So basically, what we have today is the residue of slavery, which we trying to get off, and they want to eradicate that, because how can I say, you can't build a strong foundation into the future off a negative act. You can't honor and say, oh, this was an honorable man, but yet this man treated the original man with such disrespect, to where how can that person's legacy be held up as something to look up to, someone to aspire to be? I don't want to aspire to be like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, none of the slave owners. I don't want to be like them. Matter of fact, that act and what they did repulses me. Then when you get into the knowledge, you say, well, yeah, but they were Christian. They said, well, I go back to Egypt and study Horus and get the same story. I studied the Olmecs. I studied the Zulu tribe. I studied the ones who laid down the foundation first when the Caucasians were still in Europe. I studied the ones who built the first university in Timbuktu. I studied those people. I don't have to study George Washington. I can get information beyond the degrees that George Washington had. We had degrees that far exceeded what was given to them. So I don't need to study George Washington, and they force you in history school, and you're like, yeah, okay, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, I'll go back and study some of the greats and the great writings and what they did. I'll go back and study the riches of Mansa Musa. Yeah, Mansa Musa is very important, because he was the richest man that ever lived. So matter of fact, y'all go look up Mansa Musa, Mansamusa, and go check out Mansa Musa. Brother was strong. Richest man that ever lived to this day. They still can't. No one has ever on the planet Earth made more money than Mansa Musa. So that's the go to show young black people, money's okay. Strive to get your money, because when you read the story of Mansa Musa, you will see what he did with that money, and he was able to do it because he had that gold. That's how towns and that's how people survive. You can't knock a man who take his wealth and help others, but he got to build the wealth first. He wasn't born. Some people are not born with wealth. Some people are not born where you can say, look here, man, I'm trying to open up a business. Give me $100,000. Loan me $100,000 when the business is successful. I'll get it back to you. You have to be in that position to do that, to help. A broke person can't help nobody. A broke person can't do anything for anyone. What you gonna do for somebody if you broke? You barely can help yourself. How you gonna help others? And how you gonna talk about liberation when they say, okay, well, let's have a rally. We're gonna need some advertisement. We need money on the flyers. And you're like, well, I don't have anything. Well, how we gonna get the word out? Who gonna spend the time to make the phone calls? Who gonna pay the bill on the phone, on the cell phone, or whatever phone that was being used? We need gas to drive to the event. You got some gas money? So when people try to talk down upon, meaning you don't make money your God. You use money as a tool. Money is a tool to be used for happiness and to spread happiness. Why if money wasn't important, you think them preachers would be every Sunday asking for the money? They like riding. They want a Cadillac. They want to ride good too. They want to live good. They want to eat big T-bone steaks and whatnot. They want to travel to different countries. So they ask for your money. The money is important. They ask you to donate. But what you get is knowledge, wisdom, understanding, to where you can go build your own money. But somebody got to motivate you and lift you up to go get it. And those who risk their lives and take their time motivating you, give them some charity. So they don't have to go out to other people looking for charity. They can go to their own. So that's what that's about. But anyway, this is Vern Pig Radio. We keep it popping, man. We out until next time.